All right, YouTube. Hello, everybody. I am doing a spontaneous book review here because I just have to tell people how incredible I found Drood by Dan Simmons to be. I've been getting a lot of good reading done. Going to put up another review quick in a few minutes after this of one of my favorite books ever. That'll be up. You'll see what it is. But in this, we are talking about Drood. Walked into the library one day. There it is, sitting on a shelf. Beautiful, I mean, nice edition hardcover. Hardly anything wrong with it. 50 cents. I mean, I love supporting libraries, and obviously that is a steal. I always like to have 2 copies if I can, so I went to some various thrift stores. Found this for $4.49. This is not only a cool paperback copy of Drood, it's from overseas actually. So that was kind of lucky, and I also had an audiobook from the library. So for a total investment of $5 and about 30 hours of my time, I was rewarded with one of the most unique books that I've read in a long time. Definitely a fan of Dan Simmons, and it's been a long time since I read this, and I had no intention of reading Drood, but after I picked up this hardcover at the library, I just started flicking through a few pages. I had just finished my other book, and I just said, why not? Why not read this? I remember this having distinctly mixed reviews, and I vaguely knew it was something had to do with the last 5 years of Charles Dickens' life, which sadly I've not read any Charles Dickens or Wilkie Collins for that matter, but I will maybe after this. So Drood is basically about, it's told from Wilkie Collins' point of view, who was also a very famous novelist in Charles Dickens' day. I think he's like 15 years younger than Charles Dickens. However, the novel begins with the Staplehurst accident, which starts the last 5 years of Charles Dickens' life, and Charles Dickens tells our narrator, Wilkie Collins, that a mysterious figure named Drood was there, and he's like one of the few who survived. He was maybe helping people move over to the other side. Basically, Drood is some mythical figure who may or may not exist, and Wilkie Collins initially follows Charles Dickens in his pursuit of Drood, and then has his own encounters with Drood. They go down into the creepy, dangerous London underbelly, if you will. And it's just really good. It's really atmospheric. It's really well written. It's dark. It's almost kind of gothic, but the main word is atmospheric here. I mean, it's just, you know, there's foggy nights. There's darkness. They're in the graveyards. There's Drood, who's super creepy. There's some mythology. There is some very, very again, creepy scenes. Wouldn't call this a horror novel, but I would definitely say it's psychologically suspenseful with some scary stuff, and also excellent historical fiction. I mean, it's a kind of novel that now as I'm getting older, I really like this. I mean, like I said, I remember it having mixed reviews. I could see some people thinking that, like, there's not much of a plot, there's not much going on, but it's just so, I thought it was just so well written, so different, and because I mean, I have such a beautiful hardcover, which can definitely affect my rating, but I absolutely love Drood by Dan Simmons, giving it 5 stars. As a matter of fact, I liked it so much that now I'm almost 200 pages into The Abominable. And one complaint I saw about this was that they don't even get onto Mount Everest until page 250. I'm page 200, I'm about 200 pages in. They're just gathering supplies, they're getting what they need, they're talking to different people. I'm not bored in the slightest, man. I think it's absolutely fascinating. So I don't know if it's just Dan Simmons' writing that is working really well for me. Like I said, I was a big fan of The Terror, big fan of Summer Night and Winter Haunting. Lots of his books I really love. And yeah, we're 200 pages in, and I really enjoy this. Looking forward to it, looking forward to finishing it. Also have another audiobook. Audiobook helps because it helps give some voice to the characters, and it helps me keep that voice in my head when I'm reading it on my own. Plus, if I make it a point to do a little extra driving, I can read at the same time, if you will. So yeah, so Drood was 5 stars. Loved it. Loving The Abominable so far. Really looking forward to see what happens with this. Just loving reading and books in general, man. So there's my review on Drood. Definitely check it out.